folks, it's Sherry Truhlar here with RedAppleAuctions.com, your charity auction firm. I'm going to share with you today a super easy, this falls into one of those easy peasy lemon squeezy tips for charity auctions. It's about using surveys. Because when it comes to incorporating a simple idea, this is one of the easiest things that you can put into your auction and get some solid information. I was recently reminded of this because I was listening to the radio the other day, and on the morning show, the DJ was asking his co-hosts, and then as well callers, asking them to call in and saying, what is your preferred superhero power? You know, if you could just have one superhero, superhuman power, what would that be? And no surprise, at least not to me, was that flying was number one. Invisibility was pretty popular. It was right up there at number 2. But not so distant was number 3, which was the ability to read minds. And wouldn't that be handy at your benefit auction? If you could read minds, you could finally learn what your guests are thinking about your auction. You know, did they notice the theme? Did they understand where the money was going? Did they mind the cash bar? That'd be a great one to find out. From a planner's perspective, if you're an event planner, you always love to get this information because it allows you to plan for a better event. You know, why bother putting money into a theme, for instance, if nobody even notices the theme? Or why get a band if no one even notices the band or cares if you have a band? Now, at most of our auctions, guests will provide comments. Sometimes they'll provide comments when they check out. They'll definitely provide comments if they're unhappy with the checkout process. Sometimes they'll complain to an administrator if that's the case. And some folks will make an effort to compliment the auction chair or find the person who they feel is in charge and thank them and compliment them. But these are pretty haphazard ways to track data. You're going to want something a little bit more consistent, particularly if you're trying to make some decisions on it or even present that to your board. So some of the questions that you might want to ask if you were going to do a survey is you would ask, you know, did you attend the gala as a sponsor or as a guest of a sponsor? Maybe you bought an individual ticket and you came that way. What city or suburb is most convenient for you? You know, here in Washington, D.C., we've got lots of suburbs, but we've got a lot of traffic. And so depending on where you hold your event might affect your attendance. You might want to ask how many fundraisers this individual attends per year. That gives you a sense of your competition. Are you competing against 8 other charities or are you competing against 1? What night of the week are you most likely to attend the fundraiser? That'd be a good one to know. Or where do the proceeds of the gala go? That'd be a great one because now you can figure out whether or not they even know where their money went. Are you really getting your mission into the evening? Are they knowing what your event does? So you can also ask guests to rate elements of the night. You might have them do a 5-point scale and ask them to rate the registration or the checkout or the facility or the benefit auctioneer, auction items, maybe the entertainment, that sort of thing. Now, keep in mind, you got to have surveys these surveys are going to require email addresses. So as guests are registering, you're going to want to get their email address because that's how you're going to be able to send out this electronic survey that will very quickly capture the data that is going to help you make these good decisions. And for high participation in your survey, I've learned you want to keep these short. 10 questions is about what most people stand for. And you can also make sure that you're putting this survey out promptly to get a higher response back. If you can send it out the next day, super. Well, if your event's on a Saturday, you'd probably send it out on Monday. But the point is you want to send that out pretty promptly after the auction. I wouldn't go beyond 4 days, certainly. That'd be the maximum. Because then the gala is still fresh in their mind. It's easy for them to remember. They're still having whatever vibes they had from that evening. They're going to be easy to put right there into that survey. Now, for a tool to use, I like to use SurveyMonkey. It's a pretty popular service, in part because it's free. Gotta love that. But it's also very easy to use. It's a straightforward tool, and gosh, I think it's 10. I think you can go up to 10 questions and still send that out for free. And whether you choose to use their open forum where people can write in comments, or maybe it's a sliding scale, it's all laid out easily. So even if you're not considered yourself a techie, I don't think you're going to have a lot of problems with SurveyMonkey. So if you've got an auction on the schedule, I'd encourage you to right now, have someone design and write that survey so it is ready to go. Then the survey link is easy to send out in the days following the auction. You don't have to think about creating it. It's already done. And kind of back to my DJ example here, I think that outside of reading your guests' minds, a survey here is going to be the best way for you to find out what your guests enjoyed about the auction and know what you can capitalize on moving forward. So again, I'm Sherry Truhlar with Red Apple Auctions, and if you'd like more free tips as well as a free item guide, I pull that together every year. It's the top 100 items that are selling best in today's world. You can download that free from our website at www.redappleauctions.com. I look forward to seeing you there.